All right, so now that that's done, how's everyone doing? That's good. Y'all look amazing. Wow. So I'm glad everyone could come out tonight. I know y'all were in here for like the longest waiting for this to start, but we're good. So just a few house rules. No flash photography. Please silence your cell phones. If you have any garbage, please do not leave it in here. We respect this theater. We expect you to respect the theater as well. So if you have any trash, please take it outside and dump it in trash cans outside. Also, if you have to use the restroom during the show, please exit and enter the theater quietly and have a good time. Wow, I recognize some of you. Hey, I knew you would wave. Love you too. That's crazy. I recognize you too. That's crazy. Wow. It's quite a handful of people there. Wow. Love you. Yo, I return the love right back. Hello. This should have started a while ago. I'm waiting on people right now, but don't know where they are. It sucks when you're the only one here and you have to move a bunch of stuff by yourself, as you saw me do, which was really, really stressful because now I'm hot. Nah, like for real. Like it was supposed to be clear. It wasn't clear. I'm in here. Now I have to move the stuff, and I'm sweaty because no one wanted to come here and do work with me. But that sucks. I'm flattered that you would thank me for moving stuff. You're only thanking me because you understand how hard it is. Yes, you do. See, that's why I don't even know you. What's your name? Lexi? See, I rock with you, Lexi, because you understand what I'm going through right now. I'm hot because I just had to move a bunch of stuff that no one else wanted to move. It's cool though, but where is everyone? Let me make sure that they're still on their way.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, everyone. I know I'm late.
Did you get my text?
I totally forgot my script, too.
That's cool. I got my copy.
I missed my bus, which normally wouldn't even be a thing.
Well, did you get my text?
What did it say?
Don't forget about tonight's event.
Well, I didn't forget. I missed my, By the way, do I have to, sign in, or?
No, I know that you're here already, so don't worry about it.
We're not in costume tonight, are we?
No.
Good. Is Sophia late, too?
Sophie is not coming.
I thought we were rehearsing.
We are. She's just going to be at
What are we doing tonight? Right. Hey, everyone. Hi. Am I allowed to talk to them?
They can hear you.
Thank you all so much for coming. Who here has been to a UCC Drama Club show before? Oh, okay, great. Well, this is kind of the process.
Except we typically don't ever start this late.
Okay, well, that's not what I meant.
That's
what
right.
I meant was, it's theater, it's magic. So Sophia's not coming at all?
No, she's going to be at Applebee's.
Then who's directing this?
Josh.
Josh Lawrence?
You guys talking about me?
Hey! Josh!
Caught them.
Did you get my text?
I did. What are we doing today?
Tonight's the...
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep. We're just waiting on Christian right now.
Cool. We're waiting on one more actor, folks, then we're going to get started.
So Josh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were, directing.
Yeah, I'm giving it a shot.
Okay, Sophia hired you?
David, actually.
Well, that makes sense, even though it's Sophia's show.
Well, it's a tour.
Of Sophia's show.
Tariq, did Christian say how long he was going to be?
No, he...
Oh, perfect. Does anybody have gum?
Hey, Hollywood, you're late, and I don't have gum. All I got is icebreakers.
Oh, I will take that too, thank you. And I gotta use the bathroom.
We
That was Christian.
We should seriously get started.
So, I was wondering, are all you guys,
Tariq,
donors
could you,
or subscribers?
Why can't
Or,
you
But
did you
if
pay
you
to
do
come
it, it's
here?
like
Because
official.
if so, that's great. We could totally use the money.
Hey,
But
hey. Ladies and gentlemen, our director for this evening, Joshua Lawrence.
Hello. Great to see everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I think you are in for a treat. Just like Tariq said, could you actually get the lights?
Got it.
Thank you. This is our audience engagement event. I think everyone knows what we're doing here, but in case somebody doesn't, this is a new venture for the Drama Club. We're putting together a tour of The Pirates of Penzance, which was UCC's recent hit show directed by Sophia Fiorito. But Sophia isn't directing this tour. I am, which is exciting for me because I'm new to directing. David Ray, he's our vice president. I was actually in his first show. He hired me to do this. So a little something old, a little something new, something for you tonight. This is going to be an open rehearsal, and you guys all have a front seat. Fresh content, never before seen.
Except it has been seen before, Josh. It's kind of a tour.
Well, yeah, but we're going to put our stamp on it here tonight. For you. Why don't we all introduce ourselves? Emma?
Hi, we've all met. I'm Emma Mahalik. This is my first UCC Drama Club show, and in Penzance, I'll be playing Christine's part.
But you should really think of it as your part, Emma.
Right, it's my part now. I really like the Drama Club because they're just so awesome. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say.
No, that was perfect. Tariq?
Hey, y'all. I'm Tariq Lewis. I have stage managed a lot in high school, and I love the Drama Club.
Fuck! I left my ukulele. I'll be right back.
You don't need your ukulele.
As soon as Christian gets back, we're going to rehearse a scene from you guys. Christian and Emma weren't actually originally in the cast.
We're the put-ins, which is what you call it when they literally put us into the parts of the people that we're replacing.
Yeah, they, like I said, they weren't in the original cast. They're put in now.
I was actually out of town during auditions, so I didn't really get the chance.
Then, after we rehearse the scene, we're going to have a short discussion about the creative process.
Oh, Josh, we have to go to Applebee's.
Right, of course. Then, after the discussion, you're all welcome to join us at our favorite local Applebee's.
No, I mean, there's no time for the discussion because we have to go to Applebee's and be there by 9.
But I don't want to cut anything short.
Rotunda's going to be there.
Rotunda's in town?
Has anyone
Yeah.
explained the staging configuration to you guys?
I know it sounds like we're just talking right now, but this is what rehearsal is really like.
Not really.
Okay, we don't always know what we're doing. Like, I'm not technically off book, as they say. That's just when you have your script memorized, and we call scripts books.
I couldn't find it, so.
Well, are you ready?
Yes? Wait, why?
I mean, we've kind of been trying to do this thing.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm ready to work, so let's.
Okay. Now that Christian's back, we're going to go through the scene. Like I said, it's from Penzance. How would you two describe the scene?
It's the scene where Emma's character is trying to convince Christian's character to marry her.
Yes, very funny scene.
Hilarious.
Wait, aren't we gonna wait for Sophia? Then who's directing this?
There it is.
Oh, Josh! That's awesome. That's a real something. That's cool, man. Cool.
Okay, so we all know where we're starting from.
I don't have my script.
That's all right. I got the copy. Christian, do you need a copy of
Nope.
this?
Thank you.
I'm already off book, so.
Excellent. Good.
Compared with other women, are you womanly beautiful?
I've been told so, dear master.
Ah, yes, but within the last decade?
Oh. No.
Good. Great job. So, Emma,
Do you want me to try something?
I wonder if you're looking at him.
What do you mean?
Like, if you're making direct eye contact or not.
Why? Why?
Just play with the scene a little bit. You don't have to be facing that direction.
Actually, Josh, the women are going to be coming in from that direction.
Yeah, well, we're just going to see what happens.
So you want me to, like, walk around?
Just feel the scene out.
It's a put-in rehearsal, though.
Yeah, and we're trying to show the audience what a rehearsal looks like. This is how rehearsals go.
I mean, I get that, but the other actors already have their blocking, so you can't just change and...
We're not going to change anything. We're just going to see what happens.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are you eating?
That's not important. So I have a question. So we're rehearsing a put in, correct?
Yeah, we went over that earlier.
Oh, Tariq,
Okay.
is the heat on in here?
I don't know.
That's not my question. Again, not important. But, okay, so we're rehearsing a put in or pretending to rehearse a put in so that they can see what that looks like?
I'd say both.
It's ridiculously cold in here.
Because, I mean, you know, you can't actually pretend to rehearse something because then you're basically rehearsing it. And, you know, Emma and I are going to be playing these characters. And I'm already off book, but
Totally.
I don't...
I get that. Just start the scene again. I'll let you guys play around with it a little bit more before we stop you, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry. No, I cannot work with her looking like this.
Emma, what are you doing?
I'm cold.
How are you cold?
It's freezing in here.
Look,
Can
I
we not
understand.
worry about
No, 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 because it's not even cold. No, she looks like a turd. She looks like a turd.
I'm cold
No,
now.
because she,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
because no, it's
Doesn't
not.
matter.
It's cold. It's not.
It's
I have my sleeves rolled
But
up.
if he can't focus
If
on the
he
scene,
can't-
I mean,
no,
is anyone
no,
else
no.
cold?
Hi. Thanks for coming. We're only a few minutes in, so you can take a seat. It's open seating, so anywhere is great. Can I help you?
We're seeking an author.
All right, but we're kind of in the middle of a rehearsal right now.
It could be any author.
I'm confused. Okay, are you looking for a playwright or a... Can you help me, please? Say something.
So are you guys here for the audience engagement event, the open rehearsal? Okay, well, we're the Drama Club. We're a theater group, and we're doing an event right now. You're welcome to stay, but there aren't any writers here. That's not really what this group does. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love writers, but they're not really a factor because most of them are dead. I don't know why I'm explaining all this, sorry.
But that's perfect. If you don't have a new play, then we can be your new play.
Well, no, we're not looking for any new plays. There are plenty of old ones. I mean, this isn't even a new rehearsal or a new show. It's a put-in. You really shouldn't be talking to me. I'm not the one who makes these decisions.
If you're looking for a playwright, you should try Chicago Dramatists.
Oh, actually, I may know some people. How good do they have to be?
They say they don't have an author.
Can I ask how all of you got down here?
Maybe we should try to sway them somehow.
Excuse me, but if you're not going to sit down, maybe you should leave. The door's right there. Walk up the...
Sorry, but we're in the middle of an event, so if you're not going to be quiet...
This isn't an idle matter for us. We have an awful story to share.
I don't know what to tell you.
Josh, look, I got this. I did grow up in Elizabeth. So let me guess, right? You guys need train fare, cab fare to get to your sisters, right? I'm right.
Why don't you just let them deal with it?
I could give you a couple bucks.
You think that we're lying, or that we're telling some implausible tale, but that's just what life is. One long story that doesn't need to be plausible, it just needs to be true.
I've got $3 and a coupon for a free Slurpee. Is that enough? Because we really have to keep going.
And if we're being honest, one could easily say that it makes less sense to try to make entirely invented situations appear real. I understand that's your line of work.
We're not
but
trying to trick people here.
I wouldn't say trick, but nobody asked you to take what is untrue and make it seem real just for an audience. You make people believe in a fantasy. Therefore, your job is a game.
I think there's a big difference between make-believe and art.
And art. We do shows, Emma.
Look, I don't know what your problem is, but we didn't come down to your job and make fun of what you do for a living. We've put on some great productions over the past. If you want to stick around for the discussion, we can argue about this then.
We're not having the discussion.
We're not arguing. We agree with each other. You breathe inspiration into your plays. I dare say that people come alive on this stage. People that may not be real, but they're certainly true.
Yeah, you just said that our job is a game.
I'm sorry, no. What I meant was only a defense against your suggestion that we were trying to deceive. You are people of the theater. You must know it's no deception when imagination strikes. It's more than the truth, and it's better than reality.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're talking about here.
We're talking about all the ways one can come to life, as a tree, as a rock, as a stream of water or a butterfly, as a man or woman, and I am also telling you that one can come to life as a character,
you're telling us that y'all are characters.
Yes. Living characters.
What? What does that even mean?
Seriously, who are you?
This isn't funny. I told you we have an awful story filled with suffering. Why do you think my wife wears these clothes? I'm astonished at your skepticism, really. You are people of the theater. Are you telling me you're having a difficult time because what? You didn't get to read the script first.
He's telling the truth. The 6 of us are characters. Captivating ones, too. Captivating and lost.
Lost. Who is a character you love?
Well, we're rehearsing the Pirates of Penzance right now.
I can tell you feel nothing for this story. Who is someone you grew up with? Someone you read when you were young? Someone you'll remember for the rest of your days? One of Shakespeare's clowns, perhaps?
I don't know. I like Peer Gynt.
Yes, that's a perfect example. He's not a king or a warrior or even an especially talented man, but he still lives, far longer than the mind that gave him birth. Your Peer Gynt dies every time his story is told, and yet he lives forever. It's those characters who are not only brought into being but nurtured into maturity. Those are the fortunate ones. The man who created us had no such interest.
But he did create you.
He imagined us, but discarded us.
Well, what is it you need from us?
That's simple. We want to live.
Forever?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We want to live, for a time at least, in them.
Yeah, all this is going over my head.
You want us to play you.
How are we going to do that?
We haven't ironed out the play itself, but we're ready to.
You want us to workshop your life story?
If it means that you'll perform it, then yes.
Then do you have some sort of script that we can read?
Of course we do. It's in here. And in here.
Did I not ask if we could read the script?
Oh, that is so adorable. I'm sorry. Okay, watch. He said, okay. It's in here. And in here.
Don't laugh!
True that.
The play is in our minds and bodies, and we desperately want to live it.
Desperately? Like the desperate obsession I feel for you?
Okay, stop that. Don't play games like that.
Who's playing? I know my father's dead, but I could still be your little girl.
Holy shit.
Basta! Stop that!
Okay, that's enough.
She's crazy.
Crazy! You'll see how crazy I am when we put this all on stage. You'll see a lot of things, like this girl. This darling little girl taken from her mother. And this moron make the stupidest decision he's ever made. You'll see all that, but you won't see me anymore. I can't stand to stay another minute, not after Big Daddy over there and I share an intimate little scene. Not after watching the way my mother pines for that prick. Have any of you noticed him yet? He can barely be bothered to show a hint of interest, the legitimate son, looking down his nose at the 3 bastards. He won't even acknowledge his own mother. Our mother. We share that much, asshole. Not in front of the children, please.
Can we get a chair for this poor widow, please? Hurry!
Come here.
You have to stop him. You can't let him go through with this. He'll destroy me.
Calm down and drink this.
Hi, me again. I actually have a quick question.
Please give her a minute. Please.
Please give me a damn minute. Damn. Anyway, so yeah, you two are married, right? This is your wife, you said?
I did.
I don't know then, who's the widow?
That's right, you just said, can we get a chair for the widow?
Guys, this woman is in shock.
Probably because her dead husband is standing right next to her.
You're totally right.
I mean, clearly, they're ghosts. I mean, come on.
Don't joke. That's her story. It's the crux of her story. She was with another man. A man I wish were still with us.
Don't. Please don't.
He's dead, the lucky sap. Haven't you wondered why we're wearing black?
It's not just that he's dead. That's not why he's not here. If you're going to grasp what it is that we are, you have to understand the reason he's not with us.
Which is?
Does this look like a woman whose heart is tugged between two men? She's not a passionate lover. She's not even a woman.
She's not a woman.
No, she's a mother.
That's a really bizarre way to look at it.
Bizarre or not, that is her story. The story of a character completely consumed, not by the two men that she's had, but by the 4 children they gave her.
I never asked to have 2 men. He practically forced us on each other. Finally, we didn't have any other choice but to run off together.
Liar!
How can you say that?
Because you're lying. Those are lies.
You weren't even there.
The only reason you say any of that is because of him. She looks into his eyes, those cold, judging eyes, and she knows he blames her for abandoning him. A 2-year-old baby without a mother. So she said she was forced. Maybe he'll forgive her.
But it's true. She doesn't know anything. He practically forced me on each other. God himself knows he forced me to do it.
You act like you've had to endure torture, but when Papa was alive, you were happy. You were more than happy. You were content. How can you say otherwise?
I don't say otherwise.
He loved you. He took care of you. That's our father she's talking about. Don't you two have anything to say at all?
You want to make me look like a monster? You think I dishonor your father's memory? I'm simply telling them why I left his house, why I left our son. And it wasn't to pursue my pleasure with another man.
She's telling the truth. I was the one who did it.
Does anyone else feel like they came here only so that they could have an audience?
Seriously. This is some Jerry Springer shit.
I mean, she's not a woman.
Guys,
That was
quiet
weird.
down a minute. I'm trying to understand.
Oh,
sorry.
oh, good. We're giving him a forum now? To listen to his rationalizations and justifications?
What a dull boy you are. Mocking what you can't understand.
Oh, good. Maybe he'll walk us through a thought experiment.
I have a mantra that I use to explain things.
Mantra. It's a useless phrase.
You've never stared down some awful thing that you've done, looked at something in the past, and used such a phrase? Never mind if the words are empty, if they help you sleep at night.
And why don't you tell us what guilty thoughts you've gotten rid of with your little phrases?
I've paid for my guilt in more than just phrases.
Paid for is right. How much were you going to pay me again to comfort your guilt? Was it 100 or more? How much was I worth?
Repugnant.
Repugnant? No, actually, it was perfumed. That cool blue envelope that he placed on the mahogany table at the back room at Shea Pace. Madame Pace is a small business owner. She had the most darling little dress shop. For almost nothing, her girls would dress you in something nice, and then for a little extra, they'd slip you into the back room and help you take it right off.
She thinks that 100 from him gives her the right to lord it all over us. Except, he never got what he paid for.
He almost did. He was seconds away.
Hang on. I'm not sure I understand.
I know it's difficult when all she does is attack me. Let me explain. I can clear everything up.
Yeah, he'll clear everything up with his story.
That's the trouble. Everyone has their own version of events. Everyone sees the world through their own eyes.
Here he goes again.
And when we communicate, we use words. But they're the words I say and the words you hear. And these are not the same thing. It's the fantasy of shared comprehension.
The amateur philosopher.
My wife, for instance, looks at the mercy I've shown her, the charity I've given, and she can only see malice.
You threw me out.
Listen to this. She really does think I ran her off.
Who knows why you decided to marry me in the first place? You put lots of words on things and I can't. And I suppose that makes me stupid.
You're not stupid. Just basic. Uncluttered. You can understand that, can't you? Of course not. She's got a big heart for those children. But up here, she's got nothing. tone deaf, intellectually desolate.
Hey, cut that out.
Oh, but thank God we have your brains to guide us.
I wish we could all see the damage we can cause when we try to do good.
Look, I'm getting real sick of whatever this is, and we need to continue on with the event
Not
that we had
yet.
scheduled.
You're moving a little fast. I think I missed some pieces.
I had an assistant, a poor man, very straightforward, and he had this incredible connection to my wife. Don't misunderstand. I'm not suggesting they ever acted upon it. The two of them never had an immoral thought in their lives.
That's because you had enough immoral thoughts for all of us.
No, I wanted the best for them. Was it the best for me as well? So be it. It had gotten so bad between them that I couldn't say a word without those two exchanging a look. It's like they had their own language without saying anything.
Why didn't you just fire him?
I did. But then I had to watch this woman sink into a depression so deep she could scarcely get out of bed. She would drag herself from one room to the next like a dog, waiting to be put out of its misery.
That's your wife.
Of course I was depressed. You'd already taken my son away.
But it wasn't malicious. I did it so he could grow up fit, tough.
Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Not like this one who cries at the drop of a hat. So I found a governess in the country, a woman of fortitude, and I shipped him off. I've always found myself drawn to people with a strong moral core. What? Stop it. Stop.
Hey! I'm sorry. Could you, for a minute, just be quiet? I'm trying to understand him. I'm sorry. Please continue.
As I was saying, I couldn't stand living with this woman any longer, not because she made me miserable, though she did, but because I felt so terrible for her.
So he shipped me elsewhere.
I didn't ship you. I provided you with a new man, a new life. I gave you freedom.
You gave yourself freedom.
Yes, we've established that. But I did it for you. I didn't know it would all go south. I'll tell you this, I made sure they were well off. But then that blockhead of hers moves them to another town overnight, even though there was nothing sinister in my interest.
Oh no, you were the very picture of innocence waiting for me outside my school. He was very interested to see how I was growing.
She's depraved.
I'm not the one who likes little girls in uniform.
She's got it all wrong. After my wife left, you have no idea how lonely my house felt. Just me and all these thoughts that never seemed to leave my head. And then this one came back home. But now he's all grown up and we had nothing to say to each other. So I began to wonder about the other family. I imagined them living in another universe, one where a family could actually be loving. A universe, I'll point out, I had created for them. And once an idea like that takes root, you find yourself riding by their house, looking for them around town, waiting outside their school like any other father, because you want to make sure that they're happy.
You could see we were happy from a distance. There was no need to follow me home from school. When I told Mama that a strange man was trying to be my friend, she knew exactly who it was. She even took me out of school for a few days, but I had to go back eventually. And as soon as I did, he was right there waiting for me. Only this time he had a gift.
That's his stepdaughter, right? Because this is getting really disturbing.
A beautiful straw hat just smothered in roses.
Yeah, that's not what I thought she was going to say.
I'm not sure what to do with all this.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's a lot of material here, but it's kind of pulpy.
This is why I don't want to be involved. These guys, they're a walking melodrama.
This is not some dime novel. These are 6 lives we're capturing here for you.
I get that, but it's not a play. It's more like a memoir. I mean, I have no idea how I'm supposed to stage this.
Who said that we're staging this?
Look, none of what we've told you so far is going to wind up on stage. I mean, who wants to see her play a little girl anymore?
I might.
Christian,
You know, I think I'd look good in pigtails and a pleated skirt, don't you?
No, this has all been prologue. The play would start at a crucial point in our lives.
It should start after my father dies.
After he died, they moved back to town, penniless. Not that my wife told me I would have gladly helped them out.
How was I supposed to know that?
Send me a letter? Communicate in any way? You know, this is your eternal problem. You never have any idea what's in my heart. After they moved back to town, that's when the trouble started. On a night when I'd set out to satisfy certain desires.
And now it gets disturbing.
A man reaches a certain age, you'll see, and suddenly he's too old to imagine chasing women anymore, but not so old that he doesn't want to. It's a tricky time for a man, and there are temptations custom made for this time. Once in a while, you indulge them. But the next day, you put your pants on and you keep living. It's how the cycle goes.
And he's so brave to admit it.
I'd rather stare at my shame with open eyes than be like you, luring men in with enticing stares, only to shut your eyes tight the second you're in their arms.
I don't shut my eyes anymore. I look them straight into their revolting faces, and I don't feel a thing, unless they try to cover up their sins with philosophy texts.
okay, both of you settle down. Can we get to what happened?
You can't just tell an event without context or reasons. It's like a scarecrow without its stuffing. There's no humanity. You might as well say, a man walks into a brothel. It becomes a joke.
I'm sorry. Just tell me what happened.
You have to know I had no idea that they were back, or that my wife had taken a job as a seamstress with Madame Pace.
Madame Pace never gets the credit that she deserves. Those dresses she makes are impressively crafted. And if selling those up front happens to cover up the business in the back, well, I think it's a genius business model.
If you think, when I went to work there, that I knew a thing about her plans, you are so...
Of course you didn't. That's the genius part. She'd send Mama pieces to sew, and when I'd bring them back, she'd find the tiniest little problems. A tear here, a loose seam there, and suddenly we owed her money. So what choice did I have but to work for her?
This woman sounds terrible.
Yeah, this entire town sounds insane, so.
And it was at this dress shop / brothel that you ran into,
You're gonna love it, the sight of him walking through the door, a real regular customer. It's my favorite scene.
You'll see the moment my wife interrupts.
A moment too late.
No, I recognize the girl just in time.
Keep telling yourself that.
And I immediately take the entire family back into my home. But now you see why our relationship is like this. Why we can hardly look at each other. She insists on rubbing my nose in this event, and I can barely look at her.
Do you honestly expect me to fall in with your solid moral code? To be a good little girl? I'm not a little girl anymore, you phony. I had to work in a whorehouse.
That's why this moment is so important. Because nobody's identity is just one thing. We all have these competing personalities inside of us, fighting for their spot. You can't take a picture and say, that's you. Well, yes, that's me, in that moment. But one portrait doesn't show my face when I'm smiling, or frowning.
Or lecturing?
It's like the Magritte. This is not a pipe. Well, this is not a man. You can't take one moment in the back of a dress shop and reduce me to that. You know better than anyone how unfair that is.
Don't bring me into this.
My boy, you're already in it.
Except I'm not. Right? You think I've been created to be this vital part of your puzzle, but that's just not the case. I'm nothing like you. Nothing like any of you. Thank God.
Too good to be in the story with the rest of your family? He thinks his shit don't stink. But he's guilty, and he'll always be. He can't even meet my gaze.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. If If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be working the corner for cash now, would I? You think the conditions at Pace's were bad? You should see the scum that rolls up looking for a piece.
And that's my fault?
You didn't exactly welcome us. The four of us were treated like threats to your little fiefdom, the legitimate son, marking his territory at every chance. Too bad you won't see the scene between him and I in private. That would change your minds about him.
She bosses around the house like she was the queen. It just doesn't make sense.
I did it for our family.
You want to know what I really think? I want everyone here to picture this, right? You're living the life in the house that was promised to you, right? When this lot shows up, right? And any time that there's a dispute, that snake calls your father into the other room to remind him of something. And then when they walk out of said room, you can see the smug grin on her face as he turns all authority to her. And then follows to give her money as if he owed it to her.
I did. I owed it to your mother.
They love to tell me that. They love to tell me that. That's your mother, you know. Except I don't know this woman. I don't know a thing about her. I don't want to share a thing with these people. Or these actors. Or this audience. I'm not even a fully developed character.
You shouldn't get down on yourself like that, son.
Don't you pretend to care about it.
I'll admit, I haven't been the greatest father, but don't you say that you don't have a place here. I think you're a very important character. Even now, you're sitting apart like you're different than the rest of us. That's a dramatic action. You've certainly done your best to freeze out everyone in the house. I mean, look, your mother's crying as we speak.
Pathetic.
I think you're one of the main characters of the second half. That little guy over there can't even speak because of you. You think he'd be so attached to your mother's hip like that if you hadn't made him feel so embarrassed about being a charity case? Look at that kid. Bashful as hell. It's times like these he reminds me of his father.
This play you're envisioning, does it have to involve kids?
But it does involve kids.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get a picture of how all this would work, and if I'm being honest, child actors are kind of a hassle.
I see.
What if they don't appear? Could we just mention them?
I understand your frustration, but trust me. Once the play picks up, he gets out of the way quickly. She actually exits the story before he does.
I guess. Will you give me a minute? That's right. What do you think?
Mind blown.
They're really intense.
They're good, right? There could be something here.
What are you suggesting?
Should we work on it?
Josh, believe me, I don't want to hurt your feelings. You know that I don't. But we're not here to break new creative ground. We're here to show these people who've taken a Saturday to come see this what rehearsal looks like. That is all.
But if we work on this show, this could be what rehearsal is.
6 professional actors broke into our event, and now you want to put on that story, which doesn't even have a script.
Do you seriously think they're actors?
Yeah, I do.
Who are you guys?
I told you, we're characters.
Come on, you're actors.
Only in the sense that we're all actors, playing the parts that life has given us.
As a tree or a stream of
All
water.
right, simmer down. Guys? I say we do it.
What?
We'd like to do your show.
I told you we're captivating.
Wait, so we aren't going to rehearse that scene?
If we do this, it means you don't get to rehearse it.
Guys, it's a put-in. Christian, Emma, how long would it take for you to go over that scene if we weren't doing it just for the sake of an audience? 15 minutes?
7.
7 minutes. Would you guys be comfortable going over that some other day? I mean, let's ask the audience. Guys, how would you like to workshop something that we haven't already done 1,000 times before?
You really want to put on these people's story?
You mean work on something original? Yes.
Josh, you're not even a writer, and you're barely even a director.
That won't be a problem. Lots of people write plays.
See? Lots of people.
And we could give you the basic outline right now. You'll get to see us live our story out.
Right, and more often than not, plays usually always end up needing writers.
You'll get to see us perform our story. All you'll need to do is record it, and you'll have your script.
All we have to do is write down everything they say. I think that sounds like a perfect job for a stage manager, Tariq. What do you think?
I think it sounds like improv.
Oh, we are not doing improv, are we?
Please don't tell me we're doing improv.
It's not improv!
Yeah.
Look, I know I'm not really a writer or a director,
Yeah.
but this is our chance to put our stamp on a unique story. Is it an over-the-top melodramatic story? Yes. But I'm tired of doing the same shows over and over again. I mean, this is a tour of a remount. And what do we get out of it? Money? No. Respect? Hilarious. We're supposed to be satisfied with someone else's triumph. Well, to be honest, I want my own triumph.
We're in.
Oh, well, thank you for speaking for me, Christian. I'm in, I guess, but you owe me a drink.
Perfect.
I want dramaturg credit.
Seriously?
I'm the one editing it,
Fine. Dramaturg credit.
and if nothing interesting happens in 1 hour, we're going straight to Applebee's.
Trust us, we'll be amazing.
Is anyone else excited? I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Excuse me, sir. How does your play begin?
It's always hard to say
No,
precisely.
no.
where a
That's not how I
story-
want to do it. I want to start with a specific scene, something juicy.
The back room at Madame Pace's.
Of course she picks that.
He said something juicy.
Okay, Madam
Disgusting.
Paces. It's fine. What furniture do we need?
Her chase lounge, her mahogany table, her...
One thing at a time. What was the next thing? A table?
Madame Pace's couch doesn't look like that.
Sorry, what?
It's yellow. And it's got floral print.
You're kidding, right? You realize that this is just rehearsal furniture. We're not trying to produce the actual item.
Madame Pace's couch is famous. This isn't even real.
Yeah, we know that.
Look, Tariq's copying down all the details. He's the dramaturg. But for now, I just need you to pretend this is her couch. Can you do that?
Do you have her mahogany table?
We have a table.
It was a mahogany table that she placed that cool blue envelope on.
Tariq, do you have a rehearsal envelope?
She's just gonna complain it isn't blue.
You're a stage manager. You're really going to tell me you don't have blue paper?
I got blue paper.
Good. Is this all the needed stuff? Okay. The back room at Madame Pace's. Tariq, make sure to get down as much of the dialogue as you can, and whatever staging looks good.
Sure thing.
Do you want us to do anything?
Just watch.
I have a question.
Yeah.
A moment ago, you spoke of rehearsal furniture. I'm not sure I understand.
Which part?
Rehearsal.
They should have been here at the top of the hour when everyone here learned about rehearsal.
Okay. You're going to practice the scene for us.
Oh, we don't need to practice. We lived it.
Yes, but none of us were there, right? So you need to show us how the scene went.
So she's going to be playing my wife.
Josh?
But when I look at her, and I look at her, I don't know how to express it.
Yeah, well, I'll actually probably be playing your stepdaughter, so.
She's going to be playing me?
Is there a problem with that?
I don't see it.
Well, that's probably just because you don't understand how theater works.
I guess I don't. You look nothing like
She doesn't need to. She just needs to act like you. Well, actually, all she needs to do is act like the character.
We are the characters.
Yes, I get that, but if we're going to put on your show, we
This
have to...
actress has no suffering in her.
I totally have suffering.
We are defined by our suffering. And you're going to get up on this stage and act like us? Say he's the one to play me.
Yes?
Even if he performs at his very best, it will still be his interpretation. He will not be able to feel my feelings or think my actual thoughts. And I believe we should make that clear to anyone who were to see the show.
We could include a program note that says, don't be alarmed. The people you see on stage are only acting.
I'm beginning to realize why our author decided not to put us in a play.
Can we just start the scene, please? Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
The scene begins with me and Madame Pace.
Where's Madame Pace?
She's not with us.
She is alive, she's just not here.
Man, this hour is just flying by, huh?
Well, how do you want to start the scene without Madame Pace?
Do you have any coats I could borrow?
We have a few rehearsal items.
Ah, perfect. I'm going to need more.
There's some over there.
This locale mustn't seem like a brothel. Madame Pace would never conduct her true business in the open. Therefore, we have to construct her dress shop. And my girl, you forgot a crucial detail. Madame Pace's wall-length mirror.
Madame Pace!
Yeah.
She came.
That is spooky. Yeah.
How did he do that?
Why concern yourself with how? You ruined the delicate magic that summoned her.
I mean, it's a neat trick, but is she just like, a statue or like...
What do you mean?
Do we have to define everything for you?
I know what a statue is, I just don't know what he means.
I don't understand what you don't know.
Can you not see her?
But, I mean, we see her, but she's a...
What? She's what?
You know what, man? I don't even know. I think she's a statue!
That's Madame Pace, in the flesh. More real than any actress who could try to portray her. Look, my daughter clearly recognizes her.
I mean, it really is like they know each other.
Yeah, but are they going to speak any louder than that?
I can't write anything down if I don't hear it.
Why would we speak any louder? This is a private conversation. Do you air your dirty laundry for everyone to hear? Madame Pace could get in trouble.
Look, if you want the scene to be in the play, the audience needs to hear what you're saying. Nobody's going to come watch the woman whispering to the statue play.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool. It's not... Sorry.
At least, just for now, I get it. There's an audience and you don't want her to get in trouble. Just pretend that they're not here.
It's not the audience that's the problem. He's on the other side of the door.
But doesn't he already know everything?
Not at this point in the story.
She's right, it wouldn't make any sense.
Then just tell me what you and Madame Pace are talking about.
It's not important. It's just our business arrangement.
That sounds important to me.
I already told you. Mama's sewing is for shit, and I have to work it off.
Nah, she's my daughter, your mother!
Man,
Hey, calm down!
can you not do that? Stop it!
Stop
Calm down! That's enough!
Whoa.
Stop!
Can you calm down?
No!
Go over there. What are you doing?
Ma'am, are you okay?
Don't touch me!
Yeah! Sorry.
Is everyone all right?
This is why those two can't find themselves in the same room. If they find themselves together, then we jump straight to their fight.
That was my favorite hat.
We might as well do the rest of the scene now.
Can you guys...
Yeah.
We're all good? And let's begin.
This still looks nothing like Pace's.
Just use your imagination.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to enter the room.
Didn't you hear him, dummy? We're pretending. You don't have to enter the room. Here, I'll get into position. Aren't you going to say good morning?
I'd really prefer it if you didn't direct each other. Take it again from the entrance.
You know, it'd be easier if I could just leave the room and come back in.
Fine, great, just do it. Get ready to write.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is this your first time? Have you ever done this before? I ask only because I don't recognize you.
It's not my first time.
How many then? Once? Twice? Are
More
you
than
new?
once.
Then there's no reason to look down, is there?
I'm fine.
You need me to purchase something for you first. I forgot. How about I buy you one of these hats?
I don't need you to buy me anything.
What if I want to? What if it would make me happy?
It's not appropriate.
Isn't that why Madame Pace keeps them here? Unless you're worried about what people might say, you know, you really shouldn't. A smart girl like you.
I'm not hanging my head because I need a hat.
You're in mourning. I apologize if
No.
I offended you.
Please. I should be apologizing. I'm working, aren't I? Look, forget what I said. I don't want you to think for one more minute about me in these clothes.
Awesome, great work, guys.
Why are we stopping?
Just trying to move things along.
It was about to get to the good part.
You two ready to try that bit out?
I wrote that stuff down, so just come
Yeah,
over and take
sure.
a look at it before you do it.
We're gonna take a crack at staging the scene ourselves, then you guys can show us how it finishes.
She's not wearing morning clothes.
Whatever you think is best.
Thank you. Good?
Good morning.
What?
Are you really going to say it like that?
You mean say it the way he just said it?
You sound like an old lech.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That I didn't give the guy who's about to have sex with his stepdaughter the proper dignity.
Guys, there'll be plenty of time for acting notes later. Start again.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is this your first time? Have you worked here before? I only ask because I don't recognize you. I'm not a regular. It's just, you know, I don't.
You're changing my words.
Well, Tariq wrote down that you fumbled, so I'm fumbling.
Christian, just say the actual words. Just. Emma, are you good with the scene?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is this your first time? I only ask because I don't recognize you.
It just keeps getting worse.
You know what? You know what? I'm sorry. Should I warm up first? Oh, you know what? I got you. I don't know what to do.
I was entering the room.
Christian, you're not even trying. Look, don't enter the room like you're in some B movie. You're nervous. You say good morning like you're apprehensive about the entire transaction. Good morning.
Morning.
Now, you're worried. You're confused because she's not looking you in the eyes. The other times you've been here, the girls always looked you in the eyes. Emma, don't look at him. You're worried that you're going to be the creep that steals this girl's virtue, and you don't think of yourself as a creep, so you check with her first. Is this your first time? Have you worked before? I only ask because I don't recognize you. Put a little bit extra on it so that when she says it's not my first time, we know that she knows exactly what you're asking. It's not a scene about your dignity.
Emma, can we go over your line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my first time.
Then how many then? Once? Twice?
Keep going.
More than once.
Then there's no reason to look down, is there?
I'm getting really frustrated.
Seriously? This is demoralizing.
What is your problem?
It's just funny.
Can you let the scene breathe just a little?
I'm sorry, it's just very bizarre watching it performed.
You wanted us to do your play, we're doing it.
Don't misunderstand. This theater company of yours seems very professional. It's just these actors. They're not us.
They wouldn't be actors if they were.
I understand. It's just, it's not the same.
The same as what?
It doesn't belong to us anymore.
I mean, that's kind of what doing a play is. You create this great story, or you live it, and then your collaborators come in and change everything.
Of course, it's just difficult to watch.
This is why no one likes having the writers in the same room. We're going to watch these two rehearse the scene again, as long as you can keep a straight face.
Oh, I wouldn't dare laugh at this next part. I told you, this is when it gets good.
Okay. Then let's take it from him asking you why you're in morning clothes.
He didn't ask me that.
He didn't?
No. When I told him not to think for a minute about my clothes, what he said was, wonderful, then let's take that dress right off.
You're
Damn.
misrepresenting me,
Isn't that what you said?
but not in the way you're suggesting.
Wonderful, let's take that dress right off. Sounds like an innocent man to me.
Well, hold on. Maybe he didn't ask why you're in morning clothes, but your father isn't in this play. We could use that information.
For what purpose?
The exposition?
I understand. You want to take all of my angst, all of my self-loathing, all of the horrible choices that have brought me to this point, that make me the person I am, mind you, and you want to turn it into a morality tale. If he asks me why I mourn, I can tell him through beautiful tears about the 2 months since Papa died. And every room in the audience will swell for the hooker with the heart of gold. But no, that's not what happened. What actually happened was he actually said, wonderful, then let's take that dress right off. So I, feeling the horrible weight of the past 2 months, brought my nervous fingers to my dress, and I tore it off.
Maybe we shouldn't relive that part tonight.
But it's true. That's what happened.
All I'm talking about is the story. Look, we have to spend an entire play with you six, and we need to understand where you're coming from. The audience needs to understand where he's coming from. The second he touches you, no one would sympathize. The audience would crucify him. Your play would be over before it begins.
I don't want to do this anymore. I see how this is all unfolding. You're on his side.
No one's on anyone's side.
No, of course you are. You figured it out. He's the man. So he's the story. Of course he is. He needs to win over every heart in the audience, make them sympathize, so that when he does disgusting things, they all feel his anguish. But what about my anguish? When do I get to suffer?
Hopefully we're writing something where you all get to suffer. Look, I get why you're frustrated. I know that in everyone's life, they're the main character. But this story isn't yours, and it isn't his either. Just assume that we know more about the dramatic structure than you.
No. What has to happen is he has to wrap his arms around me. He has to take my dress off, and he has to realize that I am the very same girl that he used to follow home from school. If you can't do that, if you can't give us that, look, I know whatever we give you, you're going to put your stamp on it, but before you give it a structure, why don't you listen to how it really happened? What really happened?
Fine.
Good. Then this is when she has to come in. No.
No, don't let them do it. Don't let this happen.
Ma'am, they're just reenacting.
No, I can't do it. I won't.
I don't understand. This has already happened.
It's happening now. It's always happening right now. I'm stuck in this feeling every moment. I was created to suffer. These two children right here who never make a sound, they're stuck too. Stuck to my side, keeping my pain alive. Long past the point that when neither of them can even speak, they hang on. She doesn't even live here anymore. She ran away years ago to whore herself elsewhere. But still she remains with us to make sure there's always fresh salt in the wound.
Fine. We'll do the scene. We'll show you propositioning her. We'll show you about to go through with it, and we'll show you coming in.
It all comes together when she shrieks.
That shriek, her scream in my ears, that is my eternal moment. I have a favor to ask. Do whatever you want with the scene. You don't want to shock your audience? Put me in a petticoat for all I care. But leave my arms bare, so that when I go to wrap my arm around his neck, I see this one vein pulsing. When I look at it, I feel sick, nauseated. And that's when you come in, Mama. Shriek, damn you, shriek! No!
That was perfect.
She's my daughter.
You throw yourself against him, she comes in, screams, and lights. What?
Fuck! Okay, that was perfect.
Yeah, well, you can turn them back on now, Altariq.
What are you talking about? I didn't even do anything.
I don't like this.
Then who did? Christian?
No.
Emma?
There was nobody near the tech table, Josh.
Maybe it was one of our new friends.
We can hear you guys moving. What
Yeah,
the
did
hell?
one of you six hit the lights?
Seriously.
Guys,
Hello?
we know you're here. We can hear you walking around.
Yo, I hear footsteps, man.
Christian, Emma, can one of you... This isn't funny anymore. Who turned out the lights? Why did you do that?
We're ready for our next scene.
You can't just mess with the lights.
It's after we go to live with him, even though he tried his best to stop us.
Look, we get it. You're characters. But that doesn't mean that you can walk in here and do whatever you want.
You have to get the details right. He wanted nothing to do with us. Nothing.
We shouldn't have moved in. I shouldn't have moved back.
There's no point in that now. It's too late. Plus, the more we get to suffer, the worse he gets to feel.
But you have to also make them understand. I did everything I could with these two.
Trying to force peace between us? Trying to make me make nice when he never softened once? Fine. Make her look like a saint. The more she appeals to his common decency as her son, the less human he becomes, which I find hilarious.
Where does this next scene take place?
The garden on my estate.
What about the house? All that time you spent shut up in your room? The boy wandering the halls?
We can move around in time and space. The audience would accept the illusion.
I hate that word. Illusion.
It's a play. It can't be anything but an illusion. The audience will still see it as reality, or at least they'll accept it that way, theoretically.
Wow. Look at that theater education coming in handy, Emma.
Can you, perchance shut the fuck up for 2 seconds?
I was right. Your job is a game.
It's not a game. It's just not real.
And here I thought we were workshopping the second scene.
You still aren't taking this seriously enough. Answer me this. Who are you?
I'm Joshua Lawrence.
You mean you're not me,
Obviously, I'm not you.
but you're in the business of illusion. Why can't you be me? You had him be me. I got you there, didn't I?
Everybody understands the difference between real people and actors.
That's not my point. My point is, who are you?
I'm me.
No, you're not. Now me, I'm definitely me, but you're not necessarily you.
I so want to punch somebody right now? It's just...
Every day, you wake up and you play a character. Not just the performers are in the business of playing themselves. You are playing the director all night. He's been playing the prompter.
Stage manager.
Right now, you're thinking of what will Joshua Lawrence's next line be, and you're waiting for your cue to say it. Maybe it's this whole idea of you that's the illusion.
But this entire time, you've been telling us that you all are characters. Characters who are supposedly fictional. Which means we're real people.
Whose sense of reality changes.
Yes, it's called being alive. Things change.
Not for us. We are stuck, living in the same exact moment. Being ourselves forever. It's a terrible existence.
Fictional characters do not walk into other people's theaters and demand to live.
That's because authors don't talk about the characters they abandon. Characters can do things far beyond the lines that the authors put out in front of them. They can do far more than anyone would have ever expected. But what should one do that can't die but has never been alive? We pleaded with our author to put us into a story.
He had this chair that he would slump down in, exhausted after a day of writing. And he would sit there as the room grew dim, but he would never turn on the light. He would watch the shadows grow long on the floor. I waited for him in those shadows. You don't understand what it's like begging to be alive. My mother was there, asking for her son back. The girl was there too, and the boy, he would wander through. I would wrap my arms around his neck, and we would come together many times in those shadows. We gave him all of these moments. We gave him so much of our story. And after all of the other shadows had gone, I would stay there with him, there with my creator, sometimes all night.
That's why he abandoned us. Because you wouldn't leave him alone.
He created me this way.
Does this next scene take place in the house or the garden?
Josh? Looks like we're doing the garden scene.
When did that happen?
Where's the kid?
She's right there.
Yeah, the other kid.
He's wandering the house.
I assumed he was in here somewhere.
No, our house. He goes around, hides behind doors, waits, makes plans. He's the real Shadow.
God, she looks so happy.
When did you set all this up?
I'm telling you, I didn't.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
There he is. I found him.
Hey, buddy, you can come out now.
He's not a dog, Christian. You're pretty good at hiding, aren't you? Do you want to come out now? Why don't you show us how you used to play? Listen, I know there's been a lot of shouting here tonight, but just pretend like you're back home and you wandered down from the house. And look, there's your sister picking flowers. Why don't you see how long it takes for her to notice that you're there? It can be like a game. You just stand behind her and don't say a word until she looks at you. Doesn't that sound fun? Does he ever talk?
You won't get a word out of him as long as older brother's in the room. Why don't you just leave? No, seriously, go.
I think that's a great idea.
Oh, he's leaving?
No, please. Please.
Don't worry, he's not going anywhere.
You can't leave. We're just getting to your part in the story.
It's not going to make a difference anyway. It's not going to get very far. You know, I could say whatever I want, and it wouldn't matter. You're worthless. Everything would be better without you. You could die in the street for all I care, and it wouldn't matter.
Come on! Come on!
Look at him. Unable to break the chain. No. He has to stay here with Mommy and Daddy. He's trying to run away from you again, Mama. Are you going to let that happen?
Come on!
You know, it's a kind of courage, bearing her soul the way she does. She simply can't conceive of letting that weasel out of her life. She's even willing to play that sickening scene with him again.
Please, son, please talk to me.
No! I may not be able to leave, but I'm not going to be a part of this play.
You have to make him part of the play.
Nobody can make me anything.
Wait! Before he does a thing, she has to be ready. Darling, my little cherub, my little sweetheart, do you know where you are? You're on a stage. Do you know what a stage is? A stage is a place where people play pretend so well that it becomes very serious indeed. And you're a part of this game. What a horrible part has been designed for you. And the fountain is pretend, and the flowers are pretend. You know, maybe pretend is better after all, But you're really there, aren't you? You can see the baby ducks floating by in the shadows of the reeds. Look at me, okay? Mama's not here to watch you. She's up at the house with her so-called son. And I'm not here either. I'm taking a long walk trying to get my head straight. There is no one here to watch you. What are you holding? What is that? Show me your hand. Show me right now. Where did you find this? What are you going to do with that?
This is great. This is really building.
What is going on?
When do you two come down?
Come down? We don't come down. Never happened. The scene doesn't exist.
We spoke, but it was in his room.
In my room, not in the garden.
We've talked about this. We can massage a few details as long as we get most of the story
And
correct.
what are you looking at?
I'm just watching, man. That's all.
What, so you can mimic my movements? Mimic my voice? You know, you were never in here. And you people really are thick. What, you really want to do this play? You really want to do this play? It's bad enough that we have to relive all of this in front of a mirror. But when you look into that mirror and can't recognize the face staring back at you, it's perverse.
He's right. It's very disconcerting.
Don't worry about the other actors. Just tell me what happened.
It doesn't matter. I'm not in this play.
Fine. Then we'll get your mother's side of it. You came to him to talk.
I needed to unburden my heart. But all I've done was step into his room and just...
And nothing. I left. There was no confrontation. There was no heart-to-heart. I left. The scene doesn't exist.
Then-
I'm not a dramatic character.
So there really isn't a scene.
No, but please, I'm desperate to have that scene if we could. If I just had one chance to lay out my heart for him.
Just do it for her, boy.
I will do no such thing.
Dear Lord, do you have any soul at all? That is your mother. Do as you're told and play the scene.
No! For the last time, I'm not going to be a part of your madness. It's bad enough that woman can't go 2 words without breaking down, without crying. Our author tried to forget about us. I intend to honor that.
But you're already here, so you might as well just
And
finish.
that was his idea, not mine. You people should really listen to yourselves. Talking about truth and what really happened or what he or she did. And you want me to play a scene that never happened?
Then tell us the truth. Tell me what happened.
Nothing happened.
You said you left your room. Where did you go?
I went to the garden.
And then what? What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Talk about what?
Don't make me do it. Don't make me go to the garden. Don't make my mother follow me. Don't, please.
Holy shit.
What happened in
Oh
the
my
garden?
God. Oh my God!
Is she breathing? Is she okay?
This is how it happened.
Josh,
This is how it always happens.
She's actually hurt.
We were to be hurt.
Miss.
When did that
Don't
happen?
touch her!
That always happens.
What happened next?
I go to the pool to rescue her. But I was too late. But then there he was. Watching. Between the trees.
Honey, my sweet darling.
I approach him slowly as to not scare him. But then I reach out.
They're just performing!
Performance! This is our reality! This is always our reality!
Wake up.
Oh, come on! Now for the lights
Come
again! Tori, can you get over to them?
I am not going over to those lights.
Who turned them off then?
No one was near the tech
I don't
table!
care if no one was near them. We need them back on.
Then you go turn them on!
I can't get over there. Christian, Emma, are either of you near it now?
No.
We need the lights on. Come on.
No one is.
I dialed 911. I promise you I did.
Did that just happen?
I thought she'd really just drowned.
I thought he shot himself. Didn't it look like he shot himself?
Who were those people?
Tariq thinks they're actors.
I don't know what I think. Those kids, man. I'm gonna be sick.
Can we go?
Yeah, everyone take 10.
Do you want to keep on working?
You're right, I'm sorry, I'm being ridiculous. Everyone should just go to the after thing, or go home.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be back in a second. You need me to get you anything?
No.
Well, you're gonna be all right here?
Yeah.
All right, well, look, when I get back, we can walk down there together. All right?
I feel like I owe you some kind of apology.
We're seeking an author.
So, this is all like kind of cool, right? And it's a lot of hard work went in from everyone, but more so from one particular person in DramaClub, and that's our president, Sophia. She put her blood, sweat, and tears into the show, and we're not the easiest group of people to, control. And just, I don't know anyone else who would have stuck with it and worked as hard as she did, and so we just want to thank her from the bottom of our hearts. Come on. There she is. I know. One more time. Get it. Thank you. You want to take a bow with us?
I want to take a bow with you.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Ready?